T-Rex did, however, have to sacrifice.
Like, I mean, look at the, okay. It's not the versatile thing out there. It's not going to fly. It's not going to run fast. It's not going to swim. It's just a big scary nigga with a crazy strong bite, which is why it is in tier. Time for more animals, ladies and gentlemen, the dinosaur tier list. Here we go.
On them at the end of the video.
Did you just get no diff by fucking Remy the rat? Oh, okay. Now question, what are you gonna do with that? That little ass bug, you're gonna eat that. That's gonna fill you up for today? What's the plan? This almost looks fake. What's the plan? Oh, level 3 reads, okay.
Dinosaurs were some of the most powerful builds to ever be introduced to the game, while other factions like the Mammal Guild and Arthropod Guild have come up with some pretty impressive ones. On land, nothing has yet topped the sheer power of the Reptile Guild's greatest achievements. Even though their massive size is perhaps their most notable trait, there was also a ton of variety in the abilities and combat strategies that these builds employed.
Chat, what dinosaur is going to be at the top? Comment below. You already know what time it is. Crispy Killer with the gifted.
And so today I think it's finally time to release my dinosaur tier list. Obviously there's a ton of dinosaur builds, so there's no way I can cover all of them, but I definitely will try to hit the important ones. It's worth
Fossil Pokemon?
The dinosaur fact.
You know, it's crazy, bro. I used to think Carcharodontosaurus was so fucking cool. In reality, that nigga's kind of butt cheeks.
Lasted more than twice as long as the reign of the mammal faction that supplanted them. And so during this huge stretch of time, dinosaur maids basically tried out every conceivable strategy, and that's why there are so many builds to talk about. But as always, we'll start from the bottom of the tier list and move up from
Hey, Paul, appreciate the sub.
At the bottom, we've got Dinosaurus and Camptosaurus, two very similar herbivore builds with an interesting stat.
Oh yeah, that's easy. I don't know them niggas, but they the niggas in the jump with Littlefoot, Land Before Times. They the filler niggas, the fodder niggas. Yeah, these niggas suck. All right, cool.
Dinosaurs are known for their immense strength, but neither of these builds boast
these niggas sorry. They just there.
Instead, they have a modest but below average defensive spirit.
They ain't got no talents and shit.
And above average intelligence for a dinosaur. These builds took advantage of how powerful the other herbivore builds were by sticking by the bulkier ones and relying on them to defend the herd.
Type shit.
They also took advantage
they the niggas, yeah, exactly. They the filler niggas. So when everybody running, big T-Rex on the way, these niggas right behind them and shit.
Than other herbivores, even though their mobility was lower than most predator builds. Their higher intelligence granted them more advanced perception, letting them function as the herd lookouts.
That's fine. You could be that, but you sorry.
On their own, and were easy targets for predator mains if they were ever caught undefended.
Yep.
Their lack of self-sufficiency puts them in F tier, in my opinion. I think they realized this though, because later on, this faction started speccing into either extra armor on their heads or spikes on their thumbs.
Yup. Yeah, I'm about to say, yeah. Now I don't know what that shit called, but the version of them niggas with the fucking hoods, them niggas demons. There's like an evolved version of these niggas, these Togepi ass dinos, but there's an evolved version of them niggas that's always depicted in movies. They just be in the motherfucking forest. Them niggas got fangs of hell. Them niggas got the claws and shit. Some of them got the little horn. Yeah, they're not. Them niggas demons.
Much better options for dealing.
Them
with
niggas gotta be A tier.
In D tier, we've got two carnivore builds. The first being Coelophysis. Coelophysis was one of the
not these niggas. They too skinny.
Introduced. And like all of the early dinosaurs, it really was nowhere.
They getting warmer though. Warmer, but nah, these niggas skinny.
Be added to the game later in the Jurassic and Cretaceous expansions. The only reason it became such a popular and dominant build was because it starved and dehydrated more slowly than its non-dinosaur rivals. And this isn't to say that it didn't struggle to succeed too. It absolutely did, and often had to resort to team killing just to get by.
Betrayal.
Damn, I don't even know if we can show that
by default, so I'm not going to rate it any higher than D tier. Also in D tier, we have Spinosaurus. Spinosaurus is a unique build that specced heavily into fishing abilities.
Gotta be Raptors. I think I am talking about a Raptor.
Including the rare ability of electroreception, which helped it catch fish players even when they were in stealth mode. This is great for that specific application, but Spinosaurus mains weren't actually fully aquatic. They couldn't breathe underwater and still had to spend plenty of their gameplay dealing with the challenges.
Yeah, I'm about to say, these niggas were never like the highest comp.
And unfortunately, their stats and abilities leave a lot to be desired in terms of contending with the terrestrial meta at that time. Because they'd spent so many evolution points adapting their build to be able to fish, they'd secured themselves a unique niche at the cost of being able to hold their own in general combat. They'd get bodied by most other carnivore mains and outsped by most herbivore mains.
Yeah, kind of sorry. Move on.
If they'd had more time, they might have been able to gain enough experience to spec into a fully aquatic build. But unfortunately,
finally moved from YouTube to Twitch. Yeah, I'm about to say, man, if you, W first time chatter giving me an ad read, man. You want to be part of these streams, we be live on Twitch a lot. Subscribe to the Twitch, subscribe to the YouTube, for that's free. Subscribe to both channels, and thanks for your support, guys. I'm trying to hit 200K, trying to hit 20K. Let's go.
Raising the sea levels, but drying up the rivers, leaving the Spinosaurus player base without a niche. The lesson here is that if you ever find yourself speccing into the playstyle of an amphibian, you may want to reconsider how you're spending your evolution points.
Right.
Last in D tier, we have the Hydrosaurs.
Nah, not them niggas.
To say about these builds.
Yeah, I'm about to say, these niggas look kind of sorry. Give me to the comp. Oh, my fault. The video quiet as shit. I was wondering if it was my headphones or not. My fault, chat.
Predator coming and run away.
Video is quiet as fuck.
Pretty similar to the Dinosaurs and Allosaurus playstyle I mentioned in F tier. But instead of relying on the more powerful herbivores to defend them, they had the HP required to shrug off a hit or two, and actually had the mobility required to escape, assuming they saw the attack coming. Overall, this build was pretty easy to play, but had a low skill ceiling as well, since they had no actual combat abilities. All in all, there's a reason players consider
them Triceratops niggas gonna be up there.
Builds.
Probably like B tier.
We got two of the most famous Jurassic builds. The first is Stegosaurus.
Okay, Stegosaurus.
At the Stegosaurus' stats, it's clear that this build was extreme on many fronts. It had one of the lowest intelligence levels of any dinosaur,
and
also didn't exactly have much in terms of mobility either.
Yeah.
However, it had pretty incredible combat stats and powerful abilities to back it up. Most notably, its backplates and Thegomizer.
Yeah.
Their backplates significantly reduce the chance of an attacker scoring a critical hit against them, since it's much harder to bite down on a Stegosaurus' weak point when there are plates in the way.
Yeah.
Their backplates can also be flushed with blood to grant a large intimidation buff, which works great against predator and herbivore mains alike.
Yeah, you just walk, you try to run up on a nigga and you see them plates bloody as shit. You're like, wait a fucking minute. Them niggas, I don't know what he did, but that nigga got like 10 different blood types on his back. Leave that nigga alone. That just makes sense. One of the most
unique weapons of any dinosaur build. The Thegomizer has one of the highest critical
I ain't fucking with no nigga like that.
Game, often dealing enough damage to one-shot most players. Because it's a tail spike, this attack has a lot of reach, making approaching a defending Stegosaurus extremely difficult. However, the strategy was by no means perfect. Their low mobility made fleeing from battle impossible, so if an enemy did know how to subvert its defenses, Stegosaurus mains would be out of options, and since their tails weren't long enough to cover an attack from the front, that was often their downfall. Thankfully, their base game plan was relatively simple, so their low intelligence didn't hinder them too much. Also in C tier, we have every Stegosaurus main's arch-enemy, Allosaurus. The Allosaurus build was unique in that it actually invested very little into the bite attack, only having the bite strength of a lion. Instead, Allosaurus dealt damage by using its head like a battle axe, swinging its open jaw down onto an enemy player. This dealt heavy damage but was nowhere near the devastating power of some of the top tier dinosaur combat moves. It had the highest top speed of any build during its time, but had relatively low stamina, meaning it could only sprint for a short time, also similar to lions today. While one-on-one, Allosaurus tended to get bodied by the stronger herbivore players of its time.
Yeah, I don't like the dino builds that's just tanky, because I think at some point, and that's why he has them low tier, I think at some point, a lot of the dinosaurs just, A, hit hard enough where that tank shit don't matter, or B, you tanky as shit, but like, you can't really, get your food, get your water, like all these other things. You just stocky as fuck. And I think that shit's a waste of time.
They could take down just about anything. Overall,
I want like a hybrid, a little less defense, but like a little bit more huss. You feel me? And I hit my hand on my thumb of this goddamn gauntlet. Like this shit kind of hurt just now. God damn. All right, bet we good.
Whose strategies got expanded upon and refined.
He's got no offense, bro.
In B tier, we have a few builds which did the exact opposite of what Allosaurus did.
Okay.
In that they put a ton of evolution points into a single combat tactic. First, the build which spec'd into the claw skill tree.
I think I'm talking about these niggas.
Ever exist in the game. Therizinosaurs. Therizinosaurs were excellent in 1v1 combat because their claws gave them
I think I'm talking about these niggas. Maybe, but they're like a little bit bigger.
For slicing at the heads of
but these is kind of what I'm talking about.
Their slash attack was the strongest the game had ever seen, In fact,
Yeah, it's just
it put
like
so many
them
points into
niggas
the
just walk
Quantico
around.
tree.
They fast as fuck. They just walk around. Bitch ass nigga. Yeah, them niggas crazy,
They
bro.
had none left over for
That's
speed
the
or
I
mobility
think it's
and were actually
these or
forced to
maybe
change
one that's a little
teams
bit
from
bigger,
the
but these are the
carnivore
kind of
side to
niggas I'm
herbivore
talking about.
side, making them the only build from the Theropod faction to opt not to be a predator. This actually worked out really well for them because they no longer had to compete with the other predator mains for XP, and were also taller than most herbivore players typically seen in the forest biomes. Sure, they were lacking in intelligence and mobility, and also couldn't actually gain any experience from the enemies that they defeated with their claws, but all in all, they had a surprisingly effective strategy. Not a perfect defense, as they were definitely still vulnerable to coordinated assaults, but definitely an above average build. On the opposite end of the spectrum from Allosaurus and Therizinosaurs, both of which had either weak or non-existent bite damage,
Talk to
we
me.
had the carnivore build that put all of its evolution points into maxing out the bite attack, the Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Oh, here we
T-Rex had the most
go. The T-Rex in B tier. I'm gonna be honest. I knew it wasn't A tier, man. I ain't gonna lie, dog. It's just not an A tier thing, bro. I'm gonna put chat back on. I think they on topic now, but it's not an A tier dino, bro. I know somebody out there. T-Rex isn't up there. It's just too much counterplay. It's stronger shit out there. I just was talking about it. It's tankier shit out there. It's shit that has more reliable resources of food. There's motherfuckers that can swim. There's motherfuckers that can fly. It's just like a poster child of what a dinosaur is. But it ain't got every motherfucking thing. Sage don't know ball. Well, this nigga do when he put it B tier, dog. So even if I don't, he does. Unless you're gonna tell the nigga that do this shit all day, every day and study dinosaurs, he don't know shit either. Blood. The fuck out of here. I guess.
Hi, I'm Empress Mirai, and did you know that Sage hasn't had a hug since 2nd grade? And you're watching TSO Sage.
Able to take out any player that is able to bite in a single hit. This also gave it the ability to crush bone, letting it access the XP-rich marrow.
Now you do got that wild-ass bite. You ain't really doing nothing with that.
T-Rex was a hybrid between a predator and scavenger build.
High B tier.
It didn't have the greatest luck taking down the heavily armored herbivores
Still
of the
B tier,
Cretaceous
nigga.
expansion, but it could certainly defeat them if the T-Rex players worked in a group.
Yeah.
And as a scavenger, its massive size.
Yeah, that's another good point. Yeah, these niggas do be riding dolo.
Gave it the ability to steal kills from other carnivore players who had no hope of surviving its devastating bite if they got in its way. T-Rex did, however, have to sacrifice.
Like, I mean, look at the. Okay. See, y'all gonna think I'm hating now. But I mean, literally look at the nigga. For anybody that was like, I guess I don't know ball, look at the nigga arms, dog. We be going on niggas like Desmond Bain for my niggas that really want to get there. We be going on niggas like Desmond Bain and shit because them niggas got to, yeah. So the nigga can't pick nothing. It's just a bite. It's literally, it has a strong ass bite. Nobody's denying that. But in terms of doing total damage per se, you dodge that bite, you good. Now he's B tier because again, bite strong as shit. But bro, it's just not versatile enough. It's just a cool dino.
All of its other offensive strengths in order to maximize
This is cool
its bite
dino.
damage. Its arms were
Yeah,
so
like
short,
goddamn, like holy
but
shit.
its claw attack had pathetic range, making them useless both for holding prey
Defense
and
underrated. The nigga's telling you why it's not. I know I'm getting one guide right now, but I mean, you know, you have to have debates and conversation, chat. But yeah, like the nigga's telling you why it's not, and you're just like, nope, it's underrated. Nope, it's good. Like, dog, I don't know what more you need to see. By design of what a T-Rex, like maybe this picture's blurry or some shit. I get a clearer picture of a fucking T-Rex for you, gang. This is how these niggas look, bro. This isn't the top tier defense, and this isn't the fastest thing out there. It's not the top tier defense out there. It's not the versatile thing out there. It's not gonna fly. It's not gonna run fast. It's not gonna swim. It's not gonna do 99% of what a lot of other dinos can do. It's just a big ass scary nigga with a crazy strong bite, which is why it is in B tier. But we can't, like, what is your argument that puts it higher? Especially in comparison to what's gonna, actually, yeah, let's save the conversation. I'm not dead in the conversation. Let's save the conversation. Let's see what's actually above it. But you can't just say baseless shit like it's underrated and other stuff, and you're not having any evidence in terms of like why. Like what are you gonna tell me? Its arms are actually really durable. They're literally a weak point. Its legs just They be kicking niggas? No, they don't. Like it's literally endless ways to stop it. When it's in stride, it's not fast enough to be unstoppable. Sure, I guess in theory, if a combating dino, if they would combat it, it's a big ass T-Rex. But let's say it's in a fight or flight situation and there's a T-Rex running at it like this, I guess if nigga just goes, uh-oh, Andy's coming, and get hit by the motherfucker, then sure. But like, my God, you turn left, right, this nigga not gonna hit a weave. These niggas not built like Saquon. You act like these motherfuckers are goddamn Saquon, Barkley, LaDainian Tomlinson, Barry Sanders, some more shit. The nigga running forward looking to bite you, that's it. Move the hell out the way.
Fighting rivals for territory.
Move the hell out the way.
It also wasn't particularly fast outside of short bursts.
This nigga's not going left,
So
right, dog. Look at him.
Which wasn't that hard because of its massive size. They wouldn't have too tough a time avoiding it. Still, with team strats, it was near unstoppable, and it always had the option to fall back on scavenging. So it was definitely a solid high tier. The last B tier build I want to talk about is Triceratops.
Triceratops, yeah, they're just, the same kind of argument in a way. I fucked with Triceratops, and maybe you could argue they're a little high, a little lower, whatever the case may be, but kind of same exact point. Just versatility argument.
Single direction. No build has ever come close to Triceratops.
Yep.
Their horns can deal massive damage.
Like literally the same argument that I was just going with, bro, about the T-Rexes not being Saquon. These niggas, less mobility even than the T-Rex, but holy shit, they will do you worse than the T-Rex bite. Like, that nigga running forward, undefeated. That nigga running forward is literally just undefeated. I don't know somebody else running forward that's gonna do more damage than that nigga. That shit's grits.
Swing. Even to giant carnivore builds like T-Rex.
That shit's grits.
Looking at its stats, it's pretty clear that going head-to-head with this thing would end badly.
Yeah.
However, one thing I've noticed is that players nowadays fail to remember its main drawback, low intelligence. This thing was pretty close to a modern-day opossum in terms of brain power. And as many of you should know from my Australia video, marsupials are some of the least intelligent mammals.
Wow.
People assume Triceratops
I didn't know they were that
behaved similar
stupid.
to a
That's
modern-day
tough.
elephant.
You know what's crazy?
It's
And it's gonna sound very Mickey. I'm not gonna front. I didn't know they were that stupid because a lot of cartoons depict them as smart as fuck. And I know that's dumb, but like, I've never questioned the intel of a Triceratops. That's crazy.
Are about the same size and sport powerful front-facing weaponry.
That's crazy.
However, the herd behavior that makes elephants so untouchable by
Like,
predators
every
was absent
movie
in
and
the
cartoon
Triceratops
depicts
build,
these
as they
niggas
were
as smart as
mostly
shit.
solitary. And this was due to their low
So
intelligence.
I thought
stat.
naturally they were
Because
smart.
of that, they were highly vulnerable from being attacked from behind, or from multiple angles at once.
Yeah, it's grits. Yeah, they look.
Triceratops' low intelligence also meant that it was easily tricked into walking into ambushes set by carnivore mains,
Man.
which pretty much always meant a game over for the Triceratops.
Because it can't defend against
As
multiple
powerful
things. It's going
as
forward.
this build is, and it is powerful, don't get me wrong, I think it's definitely not a top tier dinosaur and caps out at B tier. Okay, so in A tier, we've got the dinosaurs, which were a bit smarter about how they invested their evolution points.
Let's see it.
First, we have the Dromaeosaurus.
This
The
them
factual
niggas.
dinosaurs
I
that
guarantee
include
it's them niggas. Yes.
builds
It's
like
these.
Velociraptor, Deinonychus, and Utah Raptor.
Yes, it's them.
These
I can
players
tell by
made
they
a
build.
choice
Yeah.
to go the
Yeah,
driving
these my niggas.
ability that made
These my
dinosaurs
niggas.
survive in the first place
Yeah.
and try their
These
hand at
little
more of an
niggas.
evasive
Hey,
rushdown playstyle,
ain't fuck wrong with them.
sacrificing both
Yeah,
their
come
HP
here.
and defense stats to
Them
buff
my
their
niggas.
mobility
That's
and
what it
DPS
is.
as best they could. Most notably, they spec'd into buffing a single claw on each foot, which had
Yup.
two important functions. The
Them
first being
niggas
that it
quick
could
as
deal
fuck,
massive slash
everything
and stab
hurt,
type
yeah.
damage. And the second being that it gave it
Yeah.
the ability to hook onto players that they were targeting using the pounce attack. Overall, this build had much higher damage than normal for a build
This is
that
higher?
size.
Absolutely. Are you crazy? I guess you're a T-Rex stand, but absolutely. These niggas jump in packs as they're showing their way of attack. They could take down something 5 times their size because all they fucking do is either like, let's say it is a T-Rex and they're battling a T-Rex right now. These niggas are gonna latch onto the T-Rex and keep slashing that nigga. If they were humanoid, you plug the controller in, they slash the Achilles, GG. But they can just latch on that motherfucker and keep going. And they're never getting hit by it. Unless they get caught lacking, and again, they're jumping the nigga 10 times out of 10. And no, these niggas are demons. They're like, no, these niggas are crazy.
Could easily take down players in a much higher weight
Like
class.
you missing the part where he said their foot is a talon too. So it's not even just like they got claws. In fact, no, their foot they will accidentally pierce your ass just by running into you.
Especially if they attack.
Yeah, like look how
they
they keep
often
consistently attacking the legs
did.
and the arms, and then they go
ability to
down.
weave in and out of their opponent's attack range easily, letting them bait out and dodge attacks.
Too quick.
The one main drawback to this build was that if it never got careless, they could easily take lethal damage in a single hit.
You can one-shot them
Overall,
niggas.
This faction was one of the most successful at the time and easily A tier. Also in A tier, we have Carcharodontosaurus, a build very similar to T-Rex in terms of appearance, but with a slightly different plan of attack.
Talk to me.
Instead of investing purely into bite force, maxing out base damage,
Right.
Carcharodontosaurus spent its evolution points.
Yeah, look at the arm. Yeah, see. Thank you. He's exactly my point. For anybody that's like my boy Blood and the T-Rex is D-Rex, LOL. That's exactly my point. If these niggas said a little bit less bite and a little bit more squats, them niggas is broken. Cause now what are you gonna do when this nigga can just grab you? What the fuck?
Serrated teeth.
Yeah, what do you do with that?
This gave their bite
That's
attack an
crazy.
increased chance to cause the heavy bleed status effect, which would drain the target's HP and stamina over time.
Let me go back. Let me hear his explanation. But look at it.
Saurus spent its evolution points specking into advanced serrated teeth. This gave their bite
oh my god, and his bite's stronger. Holy shit.
attack an increased chance to cause the heavy bleed status effect.
Oh my
which
god.
Would drain the target's HP and stamina over time. This was more cost effective than pure bite force, and let them retain enough evolution points to spec into claws too, giving them a more well-rounded combat style that could still cause lethal damage from a single bite. This strategy is similar to the one seen employed by the Komodo dragon
That's just
player base
broken.
in today's meta.
So them niggas,
was also
yeah,
one of the
them
tankier
niggas
carnivore
just
builds and
beat
could
you
shrug
over
off a hit
time
or two
and or
even
in
from the
combat.
builds
Oh my
that would normally
lord.
devastate anything that they landed a hit on. This made them extremely good at PvP against the other carnivore builds at the time.
That's broken.
Making them an easy high tier candidate.
Yeah, that's broken.
The next build I have in A tier is Ankylosaurus, perhaps the best tank build ever
Let
to
me see
exist
him.
in the game. This build essentially took the Stegosaurus strategy and cranked it up to the
I gotta
most
see
extreme.
it. I'm familiar with this outline a bit, but I don't want to be like assuming a fucking Pokemon. I know that sounds childish, but yeah, I gotta see it. Let me see it.
Could. Instead of backplates for intimidation,
Oh, them niggas.
the
Yeah,
Ankylosaur
yeah,
players
yeah. They
spec'd
cool.
into
They cool.
armor. And instead of tail spikes, they opted for a club. Mm-hmm. Their armor was so impenetrable that it made attacks from even
Yeah,
the
you just
strongest
don't bite
carnivore
them.
mains
Yeah.
pretty laughable.
Yeah. That's true.
While their
That's
club
valid.
didn't have
That's
a high
valid.
crit chance like
That's
the
too
tail
tanky.
spikes did.
Like this is too tanky. So hey, everything has an extreme for anybody that's gonna be like, didn't you say no? If you literally can't bite the nigga, then shit.
It did do massive damage.
Yeah,
that
them
could
niggas
shatter
are too
bone,
tanky.
capable
Facts.
of crippling any player unfortunate to take a direct hit from it. Ankylosaurus was near invincible, except that it had one glaring flaw. Despite all of its defense and power, it was completely helpless if a player managed to flip it over.
Yep.
For that reason, I can't place it
It
in top
literally
tier,
is like cut from the same cloth as turtles, armadillos, and shit. Yeah.
because a good top tier will have no surefire counterplay. Last in A tier, we have Troodon. The Troodon build was the only dinosaur build whose core strategy was based around
telling you the same methods, bro. These type of niggas is broken. Yo, whenever y'all want to accept that, hey, the biggest, baddest dino ain't the strongest dino, that's when you get smarter. These niggas is crazy too.
intelligence stat. Sure, other dinosaurs used team strategies or had advanced perception skills, both of which require some usage of intelligence.
Them fast
But
little
Troodon
niggas
was
is
the
crazy.
only one to specifically tailor their build around having its brain be its best weapon.
Talk to me.
Troodon had to sacrifice a lot to get this. High intelligence requires a lot of calories to maintain, so getting the kills required to sustain both a large size and a large brain was impossible, meaning that they had to give up gigantism as a trait.
Oh, so this
instead
is
of
the one that did this bullshit. Okay.
Full dagger-like claws, Troodon opted for smaller but opposable claws that could be used to pick up objects. This severely cut its potential in combat, but gave it a lot of options in terms of manipulating its environment to, for example, set up traps to catch players that would otherwise be able to evade them. It's very possible that if non-avian dinosaurs weren't banned in the Meteor Strike balance patch, Troodon players would have eventually leveled up their intelligence enough to become top tiers, similar to humans. But even though it was starting to gain the power to dominate its environment, it still had no way to combat the other top tiers aside from just running away. So it definitely wasn't S tier.
Yeah,
S tier,
I still like my dogs. I still like my dogs over those because those are a little different. But I still like my dogs.
We have the most overpowered dinosaur faction of all, the Sauropods.
Yeah. Cause they not in the bullshit. They too big to be in the bullshit. These niggas is just a default as dino. And then we already know the other one that's default. I already predicted that.
Sauropods had every tool they needed to counter all other dinosaurs.
Yeah, it's just
they had the maximum.
Take the big ass T-Rex and tell that nigga you still little, bro. Like, what are you doing?
HP stat possible.
What are you doing to Littlefoot, bro?
And because they used the herd strategy,
Yup.
oftentimes this meant that if a sauropod player was caught off guard and was under attack by several carnivore players, it could usually tank enough hits that its teammates would have time to rescue it.
Exactly.
And of all the dinosaurs, sauropods also had the largest attack range. Their whip-like tails may have not had the same damage per hit that Stegosaurus or Ankylosaurus did, but they were still plenty powerful, able to knock down enemies well out of reach for a counterattack.
Jump that nigga.
And if they did get too close, a sauropod stomp attack was literally the most devastating move in the game. Knocking the target down and dealing lethal damage. Lastly, their extreme height gave them a massive advantage for avoiding stealth attacks, as they could see much further than other players.
Yep.
In terms of land superiority, sauropods truly were the most overpowered dinosaurs of all time.
Okay.
It's unfortunate that the devs chose to ban the dinosaurs during the KT balance patch, but alas, the meta was getting stale, so I understand why. Hopefully you enjoyed this look back at the Mesozoic.
Wait, so Triceratops, where the pterodactyls, nigga? Where them wild ass flying niggas at? Where them wild ass flying niggas at, man? I know somebody had to be mad that them niggas not there, but I would probably say them niggas, they probably up there, dog. I ain't gonna lie. Those technically aren't dinos. Oh, the more you know. And knowing is half the battle. Say geographic. Take care and stay blessed. Maybe that chatter lied. Comment sections do be saying some of y'all say some stupid shit, chat, and they be like, yeah, I don't know why his chat said blank, blank, blank. Like, apparently sometimes y'all just be lying.